Greetings everyone, it's Kaz here, and I'd like to welcome you all back to a brand new video where today we will once again be discussing the Nintendo Switch, because it appears Nintendo has incredibly high and quite frankly incredibly unrealistic expectations for the Nintendo Switch in terms of lifetime sales. So this comes from an interview that was conducted with the president of Nintendo, Tatsumi Kimishima, and it was in this interview where he made his hopes for the Nintendo Switch very clear. Now this interview's translation isn't 100% positive, but I can say for sure that he says one of the two following statements. He says something along the lines of either, it's possible for the Switch to sell as well as the Wii, or he says, we expect the Switch to sell as well as the Wii. Now in the grand scheme of things, it actually doesn't really matter which of the two he said, because either way, it is easy to gather that Nintendo has very high hopes for this console. He goes on to add that he believes the Switch will sell that well because the Switch offers a unique gaming experience like the Wii did with motion controls. Now, I want to make it incredibly clear, I have pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch, and I actually can't really describe how excited I am for the Nintendo Switch. So don't take this video as me trashing the Switch or trashing Nintendo as a whole, because that's not what this is at all. I am simply telling you that there is absolutely no chance, in my humble opinion, that the Switch is going to sell anywhere near the Wii. And to be honest, I don't know what they're smoking over there at Nintendo for them over there to even comprehend or even possibly believe that the Switch is going to light the world on fire as much as the Wii did. It honestly just comes across like they've been living under a rock for the past number of years. And the reasoning they give for this prediction or expectation for the Switch is even more crazy than the sales expectation in itself. The reasoning is one of the most insane things that I've ever heard. Kimishima literally says that he believes the Switch could sell as well as the Wii because it offers a unique gaming experience. Now, while I'm certainly not doubting that the Switch's portability is its biggest selling point, just because it has that portability feature, that handheld cross-console feature, doesn't automatically mean it's going to sell as well as the Wii. Just because a console offers a unique gameplay experience doesn't just mean it's destined for greatness and it's automatically just going to sell 100 million units. Like, that idea is just really dumb, especially since the Wii U gamepad was a unique way of playing games, but that console is the worst selling piece of hardware in Nintendo's history. So I really have absolutely no idea where that stretch of logic is coming from inside of Nintendo. Now, speaking of the Wii U, it is also going to be very difficult for Nintendo with the Switch to recover from that major setback that was the Wii U, considering their brand is now virtually non-existent, at least in the mainstream. Considering there are 100 million Wiis out there in the world in people's homes and only 10 or so million Wii U's, I think that's saying something. They've really got a lot of work to do to get all of those people back. And while I do believe the Switch is a step in the right direction for that happening, and I do think it can change that, especially after their very well executed Super Bowl commercial that no doubt got an incredible number of eyes onto the product that weren't there before, I definitely do not think it can do so to the extent of 100 million units. The Switch is absolutely almost no doubt going to sell better than the Wii U. I personally believe the ceiling of Nintendo Switch's lifetime sales is approximately 40 million units. That's what I think its ceiling is. I think it'll sell less than that, but that's its absolute maximum in my mind, at least right now. And that number is around 4 times better than the Wii U's lifetime sales. So in that respect, the number should be considered a huge success in Nintendo and a major comeback for Nintendo in the video game market. But it would be very frustrating for someone like me if Nintendo is disappointed by 40 million units sold, just because of the absolutely ridiculous and unrealistic expectations they have for the Switch. Because at this rate, they're pretty much setting themselves up for disappointment with how it sells. But what do you guys think of this comment? How do you think the Nintendo Switch will sell? Make sure you let me know in the comment section below. But that's enough from me. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Farewell.